So important to just spend time with yourself and face the ugliest and most hurtful things that you probably think about at least, once a day. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel for anyone who's returning, and welcome for anyone who is new. My name is Michelle, and I know it's been a minute since I've posted an actual video, and to be quite honest, I've been very overwhelmed. I've been through so many things since only 27, but since I was a child, I've definitely had a very rough life, and I'm not gonna say I'm not responsible for some of the roughest moments in my life. However, I try to remember how I exist in a society that, again, as I said in another video, was not really created for me as a Black person, especially a Black queer woman. So yeah, I've just wanted to come on and share, really just share how I feel about what's going on in the world. And yeah. Let me close my window. I'll be back. So I really wanted to try to do another mental health check-in video because I honestly haven't been my best. I definitely am really struggling with I'm not a materialistic person at all, but I do really, and I will always work for comfort, to not have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck. And for me, that's not really a reality, because what I realize is that sometimes it feels like crazy to be Black, because it's almost as if people can't understand how you are so qualified, but they want you to be able to perform all these different tasks, and when you're able to do it, it's just kind of like in disbelief, like you still don't deserve XYZ. And I'm not really one of those people that, I just don't really fight for certain approval, and I never really have, except for really when I was in college, and it wasn't even in a sense of wanting approval like from society, but wanting to be taken serious enough to where I'm able to execute all of these fantastic things that I know that I can do, but that people are trying to almost prove to me that I'm not capable of doing. And I think that is really fucking crazy, that being Black is just this never ending feeling of being gaslit and never really being comfortable. And when we do get comfortable in spaces, people ruin our comfort and people ruin our privacy. We can't share secrets. We have to keep things to ourselves, because people are going to be looking at every single thing that we do and making it out to be as if we are all some one type of way, and it's just us, when really we all as humanity are very similar, whether or not we want to acknowledge it. I think it's absolutely hilarious how just the basics of like culture is how your race or whatever country you're from. It's just like everyone has their different ways of doing things, but we all do the same things. So for example, when we talk about how white people cook Thanksgiving dinner versus black people, and we talk about seasonings and things like that, we're both celebrating, you know, the same traditions, but in different ways, and it means something different in the food that we cook, and why black people eat certain parts of a pig, or certain fruits are our favorite, or a lot of us growing up on like processed sugars and things like that. I don't know, it's just so fascinating when you think about just the very like subtle and little bits of racism that we have to face in everything. We have to worry about it in water. We have to worry about it in our foods. We have to worry about it in our education system. And it's just like you're being looked at from all of these different angles, and you're being expected to be not even the best, because people won't acknowledge when black people are the best at things, right? People don't really want to acknowledge that. I feel like we get put through all of these different tests, and we prove what we're capable of doing, and there's going to be some way that it is deemed a lie, or it is deemed like, I don't know, as not even able to be counted into this like impossible measure that was set. And it's super frustrating because I really had to, I don't know, it's like with the pandemic, I really had to sit down and figure out like what was going on with me, because right before that, I quit my job. It was very toxic. It was a horrible and toxic work environment, and I don't regret quitting at all. But I really was like not my best self. I was like in this very abusive and toxic relationship, and I really wasn't sure how to get out of it, because I also was dealing with health issues. So I was just like not giving up, but I was at the point of really wanting to give up. And then the pandemic happened, and I don't know, it's like I had lost everything, and I still really am fucked up, really, just financially, emotionally, like mentally, just because before the pandemic I just wanted to take a break and, you know, just relax. And my grandmother had been sick, so she had passed like literally at the beginning of everything in March 2020. So I was just like, what? I don't know, it just kind of shook me like, oh, this is real. And for me, I'm just the type of person where like my depression can get so bad to the point where I don't want to leave the house. Like one time when I was a kid, I will never forget. It was the summer before my freshman year of high school. And I remember that summer, I just didn't have a good feeling at all that summer. Like every day I was waiting for something crazy. And then I lost a friend of mine. And I remember like before that, I really didn't even go outside for weeks at a time. Like I was so sad. So when my friend passed, I couldn't leave. Like I was only a kid, but to this day, I still have this guilt around not going to his funeral. But like mentally, I wasn't even like able to process the trauma of the abuse that I had went through. And so I wasn't able to express that to anyone, not really even to myself in a healthy way. So it's just things like that I think about in terms of like time wasted. I feel like I'm someone that has wasted a lot of time, and I do waste my time. But then I know, that's capitalism. In the same breath, I'm someone that has been working since I was a kid and trying to rise above generational poverty and really just learn, like, my life purpose and how to help myself, and then be able to say, well, this is what I learned, and let me go share it with this person who this may apply to because it's similar. And I feel like we don't really live in a time where people even care. Like, they look at the people next to them and everyone is just like I'll step on this person, I'll hurt this person. And I don't know, it's just kind of, it's kind of sad to think about. Like, I really, really, really have been pushing myself to face the things that I've never wanted to face for years. So that being my trauma, I don't even want to get into it because, I don't want YouTube to block me. But yeah, I think that it's so important to just spend time with yourself and face the ugliest and most hurtful things that you probably think about at least, once a day. And one thing I realized is, like, I don't always think about the bad things that have happened to me. Now, of course, naturally, when I'm triggered, I definitely will think about it, but I've learned to kind of try and redirect my mind to, I don't know, just not go into such a dark place and not get mad at myself for being a child that was vulnerable and able to be hurt with there being no real consequence for hurting me. Because who's gonna protect a young Black girl? I feel like we are not ever really protected. And so yeah, I definitely want to make sure that I'm genuine in the love that I give people, and that the people in my life are genuine with me. And so I'm just like struggling in that sense. But also I have a neighbor that is apparently schizophrenic and has no help. And so he wakes us up at 4 a.m. every day, and then he just continues all day long, and it's only been getting worse. So I'm not really sleeping, and you probably can tell I'm very exhausted in every single way. I feel hopeful, I feel good. I feel like I've grown in the sense of having hope. I feel like when you deal with depression, especially, like, I don't know, for me, it was like something that really hit me when I was young. And just the word hope wasn't in my vocabulary, like, ever. And so, I don't know, I feel hope. That's how I feel. That's my theme for this week, is just hope. And hoping that Black people, our mental health is okay this week, which of course is not, but that we step away from looking at Twitter posts and threads and theories and start reminding ourselves of what is not for us. And we need to remind ourselves of what we have and how we can connect with each other, and how we cannot judge each other based on the clothes that we wear or how much money we have. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like so many layers, and I feel like yeah, I'm someone that is super like spiritual, and like, I don't know, like being around people and feeling their energy and just feeling that sadness is just like, it's so much. And I just need time to feel my feels for myself before I feel bad for other people. And then no one's gonna feel bad for me. So I'm just at this weird place of like really being isolated. But I feel hope for making friends and making connections with people who also want to heal and learn. And yeah, my neighbors are arguing, so I'm gonna go. Anyone who watches this video, if you see it, because I know I messed up on the algorithm, but yeah, keep hope alive for yourself, love yourself, and just be patient. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.